All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Readers. An interesting day in the sector today. We talked about it on the Discord last night, and it actually kind of played out, but obviously not quite through the whole day, right? But there was a little bit of what you can arguably say was some meme volume that came into the sector today, all right? So you can see it pretty easily on Tilray right here. Look, we have been well below that 50-day average on volume for what? A full 2 weeks, give or take, right? If you even exclude these anomalies, my goodness, it's been a little bit closer to 3, almost 4 weeks, right? So today we get over the line. I think SNDL was the one that saw the nicest little pop, right? That's a nicer distance from the 50-day volume, right? And SNDL was a meme stock back in the day, right? So kind of makes sense that this was the one that caught a little attention, right? So as SNDL started to rise, it really looked like a lot others did as well. This thing basically gaps up. I mean, I'm talking about the technicals too much, and I'll do that shortly, right? But it was an interesting day, okay? The question really is, what's tomorrow going to confirm, right? So I'm really going to want volume to confirm. That's going to be the first step. And then clearly I'm going to want the technicals above, right? But again, without going too far much, hey, we're back to a positive MACD. I love it. And that's a nice divergence, right? So again, getting ahead of myself, you can tell I'm a little excited, but we really, really need to confirm, okay? So before we go any further though, and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are looking at short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal, there are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to this channel, share this video online with your friends, comment good or bad if you disagree with anything. Look, anything you can do helps so much with these YouTube algorithms, but for real, just being here and giving me your time is super appreciated, all right? So I just realized I didn't set up the fireplace. Give me a second to pause this and I will get things set up. Okay, cool. So we are back and we're going to start in the fireplace. I didn't do it on the last video. I was a little rushed. So not too many things I want to talk about, but I think 2 things are immediately jumping out. Okay, I guess 3 things. I'll go back even to the third one. So the first newer topic that I know I didn't discuss, there was a relatively negative headline about the reschedulization. There was some hesitation from the DEA is essentially what a couple different publications started a post, okay? Listen, to me, good news, bad news, it is still all rumors, right? Rumors are actually good. Even sometimes when they're negative, they're not that bad, right? So yeah, it wasn't the best of headlines to read. Yeah, it was definitely a little bit of a negative immediacy of a reaction. But yeah, end of the day, the headline's nothing more than opinions. It's closer to the heart because it's some DEA person's opinion, right? But hey, unless it is actually the final decision maker who stated it, I kind of don't care. You know what I mean? So yeah, I would have loved to see nothing but good headlines, this and that, but that I'm just going to kind of brush off as still part of the rumor mill. Because I'll be honest, I'm also still seeing like Biden is about to sign some sort of this and that headlines as well. So it's not like it's just a flood of negative. It's just unfortunately not that flood of positive only. Okay, so that's on the news. The second thing I'm going to talk about, it really across all of them, I think specifically SNDL, but yeah, I think again, let me just get to the comment. There was some good volume today. And I started the video with it, and you'll see it clearly. Like, we have struggled to break the 50-day volume line, all right? And to see the day that we had today, I think I'm more excited about it doing it again tomorrow. Because again, we're not here for single pump and dumps, right? I don't care about a single pop. I want sustainability. I want volume to sustain. I want green candles to sustain. I want uptrends to sustain. And really, it starts with volume in that order. You know what I mean? So we really need to see the volume that we saw today. The candles weren't bad. I'm glad we saw green days, right? They obviously were much better at some points of the day, but hopefully it's indicative of what's going to come, all right? The third thing I just really want to talk about is the SNDL earnings, okay? I think today was a little bit more meme volume than earnings reaction. Let me know if you disagree with that. And I'm going to say that again during the SNDL portion. I can easily say there were a lot of comments that said they really liked the SNDL earnings that just happened. I think it was last week, if I'm not mistaken. They really liked it, especially from a long-term perspective. I had multiple people say they set expectations before the earnings dropped, and earnings basically hit or beat expectations, right? So just as much as I always say the market's expectations are what matters the most, end of the day, so do yours, right? And you know me, I'm just a swing trader. I'm short term. That's why I care about the market. But if you're long and strong, yeah, you better make sure the company continues to do the things that they first promised you when you decided to put your hard-earned money long and strong, right? So that said, I still think this was more meme volume than earnings follow through, but please let me know if you disagree on that. All right, so that was kind of my 1, 2, 3. The markets themselves, I think let's get into the markets. Let's talk about that real quick, and then I'll jump into Tilray itself. So SPY has at this point passed the biggest candle to our left. It actually opened about there today and took off, right? Like, we've got golden crosses, and this thing looks like it's about to push again to all-time highs right now, right? So positive MACD, 71's a little on the high RSI side. Interesting to see that the volume's a little low, right? But I'm not a pattern person. I'm hearing a lot of people use the phrase double top. I'm kind of seeing a break. You know what I mean? You can see this literal last green candle. This thing closes at 523.17. We closed today at 523.29. So we actually closed about 12 cents higher, right? So we are over the biggest green candle, and we are for sure over the biggest green candle to the left, right? So I'm liking this, and it seems like the market's okay for now, right? Clearly, like I said, I keep saying it every time. I was wrong so far. We did not repeat or worse this right here. We've actually bettered it, right? Because we weren't even able to get over the top. We got a little high, not this high. We got a little high and then super high and actually beat it, right? So to me, those are very, very distinct differences. All right. So we talked about the sector news. We talked about the markets. I think at 7:40, that's a perfect place to transition into Tilray. So real quickly, if you can please subscribe, if you can please share, let's get into this. And again, this is a very interesting day we got going on. All right. There are pretty much 3 monumental moments that we're looking at, right? This right here was the earnings drop, right? We were over all the moving averages, doing really well, positive MACD, RSI living up here. Things were beautiful. Earnings hit, we lose it all. MACD goes to negative, RSI goes super low. We just go down, right? All of a sudden, we get this monster DEA headline. And then we basically, roughly, give or take, lose maybe 60%. But today does 2 things. Today, you can see where I'm clicking, right? That's basically half of the candle right there. I think that's roughly what I would call half. And today gets us back to the top of the moving averages, all right? Now, I talk about 2 phenomena often. When you have all the lines together, all 5 of them, like stone throw away, I call that a horizontal cluster, right? You're literally going horizontal and they're all clustered together, right? The phenomena is it takes you up, takes you down, takes you up, takes you down. It's literally this little tornado that just throws you almost at its own like whim, and it's hard to predict and blah blah blah, right? So I can't tell if we're kind of just sitting in the tornado getting thrown up and down. The one big difference though is this volume right here. Okay, now again, it's not the super spectacular day that we saw on the DEA day, but like I said, taking out that crazy headline and then just the day after, this kind of is the first real good break of the 50 moving day average in quite a while. Right now, I wish this candle was better. Okay, you can see this is a filled in one. I don't like that. Why? Look in the box over there. So this opens up here at 220 and then goes all the way down and closes at 209. More people lost 5%, then they made 10% on today. I don't like that. I like a day like this where it opens down here at 178 and it closes all the way up there. This is a better, not all good is equal, right? Like if I find a quarter on the floor and then if I find a blank check that changes my life, yeah, both are pretty good. One is a lot better than the other, right? So to me, this is nice. Don't get me wrong. I see the 5% day. I think the truth of it is this wasn't the most beautiful of candles, and actually more people probably lost. And hey, some people might have even lost it even higher. They might have even caught it up here around the 230s and watched it come down a full 10% from there, right? On the technical side, we clearly fell below the 200 moving average. You can clearly see we didn't close above it, but we did jump over these ones, right? And we've been pretty much living on this 50 and the 100. So, oh, excuse me, sorry. So I can just kind of, to me, say we're trying to avoid these two the most. You know what I mean? So tomorrow, what am I looking for? I'm looking for 220. Okay, we must close above 220. We really need to close 225 or higher, give or take. All right, I would love to see 230. If this thing closes at 230, oh, it might be really hard to stop it from going to 270. Green, 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 red, 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 green, 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 red, red, red. That could be a very fast green, green, green right there, okay? MACD is positive. RSI is a very healthy 57. Give me the volume. Give me the volume, all right? Give me the volume. Give me the confirmation. Let's see what this can do. This isn't a bad setup, all right? This needs to confirm. I can easily see us coming back into $2. All right, and that basically would be another 5% loss right there, right? So that's, I think, my up and down. I'm expecting 220, 225. I can see it come down to 2. So that's kind of a 10% range in that view. Let's look at the weekly really quickly. Look, this is an important weekly, okay? We fall below all. That's not confirmation. Doji doesn't count. We go above all. That doesn't confirm. We're so far back. Like, we are fighting to hold these lines. We are. And so far, it's holding. It is, right? There's not too much more I can say on that. So, yeah, I think that's good, actually. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions, even if you disagree. Let's come into CGC. All right, really quickly, I think I'm going to cover ACB as well on this one. Yeah, they both did look just about the same, so I think it'll be easy to share the same thoughts here. So really quickly, please, if you can subscribe, if you can share this video, oh, it does wonders with the algorithms, all right? So what are we looking at here? Listen, I keep saying the same thing. And again, I'm echoing myself on both tickers. And really, I think it's easier to say it on ACB. Let's just say it on ACB right now. This has been a very easy stock to hate on. Okay, the 8 and the 20 have pretty much been throwing this thing down for a long time. All right, all of a sudden, for now, 3 full months, 2 months, all of this all of this March, all of this April, and now we're pushing into May, right? All we have done is go up, 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 and ride the 8 and the 20 up. The 50 moving average is now golden crossed the other two, and you can see it. The 100 is now starting to creep its way up and possibly eyeing a golden cross of the 200 as well, right? As easy as it was for me to hate on ACB and CGC, what has happened is the lines are now, the stock is now friendly with the lines, right? Same zoom out. All we've been doing is staying under the 8 and the 20. There have been a couple moments, but they haven't been this sustained. You know what I mean? Sorry, my cat's at the door. I gotta let her in. 1 second. What are you doing? Oh my goodness. Do you want to hear about the stockies? Come on. Okay, sorry about that. So, when a stock goes from just getting annihilated to all of a sudden owning the lines, you really got to give it that respect. And I continue to see it. We are using this 20 moving average like a champion after we've been unable to regain the 8 as cleanly as we want. Like, this thing was bouncing on the 8 beautifully. We lose it, and look, bad candle, doji don't count. Bad candle, good, 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 good. we're getting there, just can't confirm, make our way like this. It's not as pretty as we'd like it, don't get me wrong. I would love to see nothing but green go like that, right? But yeah, this is what using the moving averages look like. I'm seeing the 20 want to keep going up, you know. Really, I think the magic line is pretty much 10. If you can get over 10, you're going to get over this candle. You're going to see a lot of green, 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 red, red, red. It might be a quick move from 10 to 13. That's a 30% move right there, right? So MACD's still positive. It's clearly red over green. So, you know, I don't like that, right? But that's a healthy RSI. And this one didn't quite do the volume, right? It was easy to see it on Tilray, right? Look at that. It was easy to see it on SNDL. Look at that. CGC didn't do it today. Didn't have the volume to do it, and I think that makes sense why we got the doji right there. As I look at ACB, I think same thing, right? A little bit of a different doji, but nonetheless, we're not hitting the volume, right? We need volume, but hey, as long as we're over the lines, all I can do is all I could do is be bullish, right? Like I clearly want more, but I gotta be bullish. That's how these technicals work, right? You gotta listen to the lines, and that's I tell you, I live and die by these lines, right? And that's what this looks like to me. Okay, so just bring me the volume, and these should do what they do, right? They're both, like I said, this one has that 30% move. I talked about the step up there. That 724 break. Oh man, goodness. I don't even need to draw that 845. I could see 850 maybe being something. It's kind of almost in the middle of those, of both, but yeah, what are you like right here? Yeah, 850. I think I could see 850 slowing it down, but yeah, if we break that 725, I think 850 would be that next number in my head right there. Not quite 20%, not quite a $1.40, but not too shabby right there. So as long as we're over the 8 and the 20 on ACB and CGC, I'm good with it. Just give me a little bit more volume. Look, this is a good weekly chart. All we're doing is bouncing on the 8 moving average, okay? That's a bad fall, right? So no one wants to go from 9 to 6. It definitely looks like it's possible here too, right? Because if we lose the 20, we're coming down here maybe to 750, so not quite as ugly as 6, but yeah, they're both teetering on it, right? So you just can't lose it, and that's what we're watching for, right? ACB, I'm assuming it's going to be the same thing, right? Yeah, look at that. We're teetering on the 8. We're definitely going up, which is a good thing, right? But the last thing we want to do is lose that and come down, okay? So, yeah, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions, even if you disagree. Let's come into SNDL right here, all right? SNDL. This was an interesting one, and again, I love giving love on the Discord, right? SNDL. So yesterday we started talking about it. You can see right here, you know, there's a little bit of, and you know what I loved? There was someone that was new. Look at that, and comes in strong with a good SNDL question, right? So I love it. But yeah, we were talking about this one yesterday because that's what you should do, right? When you see silly things happen, you got to ask yourself, what's the next silly thing that I should look at, right? So SNDL came to mind. We got more volume on this one than the other ones. And when I say more, I'm obviously not talking about the number itself, but the break from the 50-day volume, right? Like this is only supposed to get about 7.8 million. We'll call it 8 million a day, right? This actually got more than double that. 16 would have been double that, right? So love that 20 million volume right there. Wish the candle was a little bit stronger, but hey, look, MACD's got good divergence. RSI is still at a healthy 68, and it could go up, right? Give me the volume follow through, and it might be really hard. This is over all the moving averages. This is trying to get over this 245 resistance, right? Even try to get over this 278 resistance, right? And after that is where it really starts to get pretty, right? So I'm not talking about 350 just yet, but that's the hunt if we break 280, right? So I like this chart. I wish the candle was prettier. It's the easiest thing to say, and that's kind of been the echo here, but we're over all the lines. The indicators below aren't that bad. Volume starting to come in. Again, I'm going to talk about the earnings really quickly, just in case you fast forwarded from the fundamental thoughts in the fireplace. it seems like a lot of the longs who are commenting really like the earnings. Let me know what you thought, please. Let me know if you're a long or short. You know I don't really look at the earnings much, but this was kind of starting to look like a little bit of a scary reaction, right? The actual day of had this really weird doji, and we kind of just lived at that horizontal. So I don't know if today was a pop-up from the earnings reaction. I don't know if it was a pop-up from the 2x volume that I'm kind of thinking was meme. Let me know what you think on that, please. All right. So weekly chart really quickly. Look at this thing, right? Like we have broken, again, we need this week to close. I wish we had a little bit closer of a back-to-back, but that's not a bad red candle last week. Like this is kind of screaming, I've broken the 100 moving average. 77 is a little high on the RSI, but man, that's a pretty MACD right there for sure. So SNDL is looking really, really nice, and just don't underestimate the importance of and this stock's ability to bring the meme volume. All right. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions, even if you disagree. Let's come into high tide. Look, this one's close. This one's close once again. All right. It did a good job of not losing all the light. Sorry, really quickly, if you can please subscribe and share, that'd be a big help. Okay. I think a lot of what it is the volume down here. All right. So this stock was trading at 200K. Okay. We all of a sudden get these big monster volumes that bring our 50-day average all the way up to almost 1 million. We now find ourselves back in this 200K world, and we're 2/3 of the way. We're missing 66% of the volume needed for this thing to do more, right? So it's really important that volume comes back here. This is a good technical setup where overall the moving averages, that's a positive MACD, that's a good healthy RSI, both have green over red. Believe me, these are all really good things. We need volume. We need volume is king. Volume is queen. You hear me say that all the time for a reason, all right? This thing badly needs 800 million shares traded, all right? Now, again, I can see this coming to 235. I can actually even see this thing coming to 250. It'll be a lot easier if the volume comes with it. I think that's the best thoughts right there, all right? But yeah, that's a good daily chart. This is a good weekly chart, right? Like yeah, give me some volume, and high tide's looking good. 254 I think does make a lot of sense. Excuse me, clearly red, green right behind it. If that breaks, just bring me the volume. That's all I can say right here. All right. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions, even if you disagree. Hey, thank you so much.